After talking to hundreds of you guys, I've realized something that I need to get off my chest.
The moment you stop chasing what disrespects you, your life upgrades.
You want to know the type of woman that men never really get over?
That a man is leaving us is not cheating.
If a man made the decision to let you go, you have to trust that he knows best.
What happens when women finally realize that men are completely willing to walk away from modern dating? Could it be that men were never afraid of being alone, but simply needed to discover their own value first? Stay with us until the end of this video because today's discussion reveals why more men than ever are choosing peace, freedom, and self-respect over chasing relationships.
After talking to hundreds of you guys, I've realized something that I need to get off my chest. It is the men who are actually trying to save the relationships here, not the women. And what's crazy is that most of the women I've actually talked to and had consultation with tell me that their husbands are the ones sending them my videos, and that says everything. 70 to 80% of divorces are filed by women. That is not trying to fix a marriage. That is walking away from it. Most women threaten divorce long before they're ever ready to file. They use it as leverage until the man finally hits his breaking point and says, "I'm done." And once he does say, "I'm done," that's when the gaslighting starts. She flips the script, plays the victim, promises to change, cries, manipulates, you name it. Anything to pull him back in because the control is slipping from her end. But when a man truly checks out, it's not loud, it is quiet, and it is final, and you've lost him. When a good man walks away, it is not because he stopped caring. It's because he cared too long and nobody met him halfway. So if you're watching this, man or woman, ask yourself, are you really trying to build your relationship and save it? Or are you slowly tearing it apart while you're convincing yourself that you're the one being wronged?
For years, many people believed that men would always tolerate bad situations because they feared loneliness more than anything else. That assumption is starting to fall apart in 2026 as more men become comfortable living on their own terms.
Okay, as women, we got to get this out our heads. The first sign that a man is leaving us is not cheating. It's not yelling, it's not distance, and most of the time it's not even another woman. The telltale sign is when he stops fighting for the relationship. When he was fighting for the relationship, he would correct, he didn't mind debating or explaining himself. And now he just says, okay, do whatever, I'm good. And unfortunately, we mistake that calmness as him like being okay with everything, but he's actually detached. A man will go back and forth with a woman when he still believes that something is there that's worth fixing. Trust and believe when a man stops defending himself or reacting to disrespect, oh, you better take heed that he is prepping to walk out the door. See, us as women sometimes take all of that patience as that we have won the war, but actually we haven't. A man is going to retreat and then he's going to reallocate himself. I mean, think about it. He pulls his emotions back and starts moving differently. He's more private, he's less expressive. If we really look at it and focus on it, he laughs less, he talks less, and he plans less. He's already set in his plan, so there's no need to argue about it. He just adjusts to his new normal. And once a man adjusts emotionally, he starts to adjust physically and financially. He just starts to focus on himself, his body, his money, his circle of people that are around him. And once everything is in play and the day gets closer for him to leave, and he does, everybody is in shock and don't know where it came from. See, this is where we get slapped in the face. We think silence is stability, but it is a man prepping to say, peace, I'm out the door.
Many men have realized that being single is not the nightmare they were warned about throughout their lives.
You want to know the type of woman that men never really get over? It's not the one who cried, it's not the one who begged, and it's definitely not the one who blew up his phone trying to fix things and work on us and we're gonna be great. No. Hi, my name is Julia. I talk about mindset, dating patterns, and the glow up. If that's your thing, stick around. It's the woman who left that man without saying a single word, not one word. She had no meltdown this time around. There was no warning this time around. There was no long ass paragraph text messages explaining herself, her worth, her pain. That girl was just gone this time. And it's because when you're calling him and chasing him and he sees the breakdown and the meltdown and the tears, he's sitting there thinking, perfect. This is great. This is great. She loves me. I'm winning. She's hooked. I don't have to do anything. That all, my dear, is comfort to that man. That's his little emotional couch, his little safe space. He loves that. So when you go quiet instead, when you don't even explain why you're done, because you're so done at this point, that's when that man is going to start shaking in his boots, okay? Because silence says this: I am not fighting for space anymore in your life, cowboy. And that's the moment that really hits him. Truly, that's when it hits him. And he's going to start thinking, oh, I think it might be over this time. No, she might be serious this time. Yeah, because listen, girl, Maserati does not advertise. Why do you think that is? Why? It's because value does not beg to be noticed. Simple. It just commands respect. So when your self-worth starts meaning more to you than his attention, that's when the games are over for him.
Instead of constantly seeking validation, men are spending more time improving their finances, fitness, careers, and overall quality of life.
A lot of men aren't leaving because they cannot handle a good woman. They are leaving because they are tired of paying for damage they did not cause. So you think you're Mr. Right? You check all the boxes. You're calm, you're consistent, you provide, and you are still getting attitude, you're still getting distance, you're still getting tested, you're still getting manipulated, you're still getting disrespected. Now you're confused because you don't get it. You don't see what it is you're doing wrong. And to be honest, it's nothing. You are simply dealing with somebody who's in defense and reactive mode. A lot of women don't hate men. They just don't know how to act when they are not being hurt. So they self-sabotage. They create problems where there are none. They question intentions that are clear, and they pull away when things start to feel steady. Because these women are used to chaos, and peace feels unfamiliar, and unfamiliar feels unsafe. And a lot of men, they're going to deal with that for a while, but at some point they're going to check out. Because no man wants to keep proving himself to somebody who is committed to misunderstanding him.
What surprises many women is that these men are not sitting around feeling lonely or miserable. In fact, a growing number of men appear happier, calmer, and more focused after removing unnecessary drama from their lives.
If you're a woman, understand that every man's canon event is leaving the woman he wants the most. Not because he stopped loving her, but because he knew if he stayed, he would never be able to become the man he's always envisioned. And I want to talk about this because I think it is one of the most misunderstood things about men. Because from the outside, it doesn't make any sense to you. I understand. He loves her, she loves him, the connection is real, and he still walks away. You're dumbfounded. And she spends months trying to figure out what she did wrong. What changed? Why love wasn't enough? But here's what actually was happening inside of him. There is a version of himself that a man carries around from a very young age. A vision of who he is supposed to become, what he's supposed to build, what his life is supposed to look like when he finally becomes the man he respects himself. And sometimes the woman he loves the most exists at a chapter in his life where that version of himself is still very far away. And staying, loving her, building with her, being consumed by her, starts to feel like it's pulling him away from that vision. Not because she's wrong for him, but because he's not right for himself yet. And a man who doesn't respect the version of himself he currently is cannot fully show up for the woman he loves. So he leaves, not to hurt her, but because somewhere deep down he believes he has to become that man first. And the cruelest part, she was probably the woman he would have chosen at the end of it all. He just couldn't let her watch him become him.
Once a man discovers he can create happiness without depending on a relationship, his entire mindset begins to change. He stops chasing approval and starts evaluating whether a relationship actually adds value to the life he has already built.
You want to know why men are leaving relationships today? Because you became his biggest source of stress. Men are going to leave relationships when women become the biggest stress factor in their goddamn life. The reality of it is right now is that ladies out there, you're telling yourself a comforting lie. You're calling him a narcissist, an abuser, that he was treating you badly, that he was cheating, he was checking out other women, he was doing all of these things. But the reality of it is, you became his biggest source of stress. He came home to nagging and drama. He came home to someone that was never happy with anything that he did. He came home to someone that was consistently belittling him, putting him down, and mentally draining every ounce of him. while still having to worry about the bills and everything else that needed to be met. His work, his family, his friends, being the source of income for plenty of people around him, and at the same time being told that anything he did wasn't good enough, and if he spoke up, it wasn't fair what he said. Don't be his stress.
This new level of independence makes men far more willing to walk away from situations that bring stress, disrespect, or emotional exhaustion.
Bro, let me tell you something. The moment you stop chasing what disrespects you, your life upgrades instantly. Most men destroy themselves because they're loyal to the wrong woman. A woman who drains them, a woman who uses them, a woman who can only love what they can take. But a man becomes dangerous the day he decides he'd rather lose someone than lose his self-respect. Trust me, brother. Loyalty means nothing if you're loyal to the wrong woman who can only benefit from your suffering. Love means nothing if it's costing you your peace. Don't prove your worth by staying. You prove it by leaving. You prove it by saying, I refuse to fight for someone who won't fight their own demons. You walk away. Watch how fast your mind clears. Watch how fast your purpose returns. Watch how fast your soul unclenches from all the tension you didn't even notice. Most people weren't attracted to you, bro. They were attached to the access, to the attention, to the energy, to the security, the version of you that you keep sacrificing, man. Remove that, you remove them. And that's the truth. Some women don't leave your life. They get revealed. Your silence exposes them. Your distance reveals them. And your standards filter them. A man doesn't lose anything when he walks away. He loses everything when he stays where he's not valued. Protect your peace, protect your heart, protect your future, because no relationship is worth breaking the man you're becoming. Trust me.
Social media has also exposed men to countless examples of other men thriving while remaining single and focused on their goals. As more men see these examples, the fear of being alone continues to lose its power over them.
Come. Let me tell you something. There is a different kind of power in a man who can walk away like he means it. Not from pride, but from peace. Like when you finally reach that point where your dignity means more than their attention, everything changes. Like that's the game changer. Because walking away isn't about proving a point. It's about protecting your value. You can love someone and still release them. You can care deeply and still choose yourself. The truth is, every time you stay where you're disrespected, you teach them that they can keep taking you for granted and you'll still stay. But when you walk away, calmly, quietly, completely, you remind them that access to you was a privilege, not a guarantee. You don't chase closure. You don't explain your work. You move forward with strength, clarity, and peace. That's the power of a man who means it, who's standing on business. He doesn't beg to be valued. He walks and his absence does the talking. That's what's up.
The biggest shock for many people is not that men are walking away, but that they seem genuinely at peace after doing so. Men are no longer asking how to avoid being single at all costs.
If a man made the decision to let you go, you have to trust that he knows best. He took the chance, took the risk to lose you or to not choose you. You don't fight him. You don't argue him. You trust him. You trust in his decision. He wanted his life without you. You support him at all costs.
Instead, they are asking whether a relationship is worth sacrificing their freedom, purpose, and peace of mind.
If he only treats you right when he thinks you might leave, that's not love. That's maintenance. Watch the pattern. You detach a little. Suddenly, he's attentive. You stop arguing suddenly, he's affectionate. You mention being done, and suddenly he's planning dates. But when you're soft, when you're loyal, when you're trying, he relaxes. Because the effort was never about loving you. It was about stabilizing access. Men who truly value you are consistent. They don't actually wait until you're halfway out the door to act right. They don't need fear to motivate respect. If respect only shows up when you threaten your absence, then fear is what moves him. not love. And here's the part women don't want to admit. If he can behave when he's scared of losing you, that means he always could. He just didn't feel pressured to. So ask yourself, why does it take the risk of losing you to make him act like he values you? Think about it. Save this video, follow for more baddie. Meet me on March 12th in the Mama Circle, link in the bio. Have a great day. I love you.
Whether people agree with this trend or not, one thing is becoming impossible to ignore. The more comfortable men become with walking away, the less control fear and loneliness have over their decisions.
So you hook up with somebody?
3-4 weeks.
How long until you cook for somebody?
Cook?
Yeah.
Husband candidate.
Explain to me why it takes longer for you to cook than for you to hook up with them.
Men will just hook up with you and then they'll ghost you. Oh, like, why are you gonna cook for a man that ghosts you?
I guess they would ask you, why would you hook up with a man that might ghost you?
You're not gonna guess anybody that ghosts you.
I think there's some discernment involved.
Like what?
The guy was taking you seriously. He'll put resources toward you. He'll take care of you.
Okay,
He's being transparent. He's communicating.
He will still ghost you. So don't trust any of that shit.
Let's say there's $1,000, right? One way you could get this $1,000 is somebody hand it to you. Another way you get this $1,000 is you work 100 hours. At the end of working 100 hours, do you think you would appreciate that $1,000 more than somebody who just gave it to you?
Hell yeah.
So let me bring it back in context. The quicker you give it up, the less they're gonna value it. The longer you wait and they work for it and they put a ring and they do all this and have commitment, they're gonna value it more. That's why people are ghosting you.
But you talk for a month and they still ghost you.
A month's not long.
So here is the real question. If men have learned to be happy without constant validation, were they right all along about the importance of self-respect, independence, and knowing when to walk away?
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest move.